Wow, you're an asshole.
Oh, totally. Okay, here we go. Synopsis. A teen girl reeling from the murder of her mother is tragically... What? Is targeted? Targeted, not tragically, targeted.
Want to try that again?
Bitch.
Live from the D&D studios in downtown Boston, it's showtime.
Oh, dear.
Welcome to Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? I'm your host, Dez, and as always, I'm joined by my squirrely little co-host, Delynn.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Not this one. And joining us again, the podcaster with a degree in terror, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
I just couldn't help myself. I have to like this. Tonight, we will be discussing Scream, the 1996 American slasher film directed by Wes Craven and written by Kevin Williamson. It stars David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Matthew Lillard, Rose McGowan, Skeet Ulrich, and Drew Barrymore. As always, this podcast will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back and listen to the podcast. Honestly, I don't give a fuck if you've seen it or not. Just listen to the show. Hey, Delynn. Let's run the trailer.
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Someone is playing a deadly game.
It all began with a scream over 911.
Someone who's seen one too many scary movies. Now he's taken his love of fear
Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
one step too far.
Do you like scary movies?
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a scary movie. Number one, you can never have sex.
So this me?
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
Get another beer, you want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back!
He didn't make the rules.
The police are always on track, but they watch prom night and save time.
He just kills by them. Don't answer the phone. Don't open the door. Don't try to hide.
Everybody, the suspect!
You're not scared, are you?
Scream.
All right. Ooh, it's scary. Please take a moment. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment if you're listening on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple, please leave us a 5-star review because it helps wherever you're listening to the show. Do us a favor, just leave us a thumbs up. If you don't feel like writing anything out, it helps the algorithm. Let's do some opening thoughts on this bad puppy. I'll get us started. So even though, like everyone else, I have seen Scream, I think I saw it one time back in the 90s. So this for me was basically a fresh watch. Everything I knew about the movie was basically just like pop culture and just stuff I had heard, you know, from doing 150 movies and just knowing everything about fucking movies. So yeah, this was kind of a fresh watch for me. Delynn.
You know everything about movies? That's a bold claim.
Okay. Let me run that back a little bit. I've seen a lot of movies. Delynn.
Yes, I had seen this before. I saw it back when it came out. I've seen it numerous times since then. It's probably like one of those ones, like if I catch it, like flip in, I'll stop and watch it. I don't tend to stop and put it in on purpose, but yeah.
Tony, you ever seen a movie?
Yeah, I've heard about this one. I've heard this,
Okay.
there's just some stuff going on with it. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be old enough to see everything on first run at this point. Everything we're going to be talking about, there's a good chance I've seen in the movies. So I'm lucky that way. And it came out at a time when, slashers were dead. Horror was starving and it sucked out there. And I had no faith in it because I'm like, oh, fucking teenagers of the week, the flavors of the month with looking at the cast. It's like, oh, great. The Party of Five chick and Drew Barrymore's in it. This is just going to be like a stupid thing. And man, I was so impressed the first time I saw it because it grabs you and it's smart and quick and well written and it's tongue in cheek, but yet deadly serious.
Tony, would you agree that this and Buffy the Vampire Slayer are responsible for like the revival of interest in horror, especially with younger people?
I see, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I have not made it past season 1 of Buffy.
Oh, really?
But cultural phenomenon, obviously, yeah. Buffy would.
Because this was like December 96 and Buffy came out in like February 97. So they're literally within 2 or 3 months of one another coming out. And it felt like there was just like this movement where horror was suddenly cool all of a sudden because it was like direct to VHS for the most part.
Buffy's not really horror though.
I was going to say it brought back a little bit. I mean, Scream definitely, I would say, has more of an influence because of the graphic violence
Yes.
and the fact that it made fun of the movie it actually was.
Mhm.
It was, it was where we got meta and that's where we got self-referential. And other movies have only done it here and there. This one just lived on it. It wrote itself that way. No, it just made it fun to go back and watch the originals with those rules in mind, which a lot of people didn't do. A lot of people just expected the tropes to be, the virgin lives and drugs are bad. And, we always joked about it, but someone actually saying it and calling it out made it real.
Yeah.
And was fun to go back and revisit everything to reinvigorate.
It ushered in like this little niche of movies in the 90s, like Serial Mom, So I Married an Axe Murderer. I mean, obviously these aren't as gory, but they have that exact same flavor. Like Serial Mom, I mean, even right down to some of the same actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that I would think it shares its DNA more with Final Destination and what was that other one? The Faculty.
Yeah.
The Faculty.
Yeah.
See, the Faculty was fun. And there was disturbing behavior. There was Valentine. There was Urban Legend. It kickstarted the teen slasher movie and it oversaturated way too quick. I think the only ones that really were good were the Final Destination. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep.
And I'll actually give the first Urban Legend the props it deserves. The rest of them I felt were all just the copycats of trying to cash in on the teen heartthrobs, sexy, alternative 90s grunge kids.
Gotcha. Agreed.
Serial Mom was the one that really stuck out in my mind when I watched this. I was like, oh, this really reminds me of Serial Mom. I think Serial Mom really, it hits so hard because it also has Matthew Lillard in it, basically playing a very similar character, right?
Yeah. He's actually the anti-violence. Like the violence makes him sick, which is everything that goes against what he's played in the past.
Exactly.
So he plays a pacifist who's like disgusted by what he finds out is going on.
That's funny.
He's awesome in everything. I mean, there's very few times I'm like, oh, Matthew Lillard's in this. Oh, damn, that's too bad.
Oh,
No.
I loved him in 13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts. I mean, shit. His Scooby-Doo movies were hysterical. He was literally perfect as Shaggy. Even like made Five Nights at Freddy fun because he was in it. And forget SLC Punk.
Oh,
that's
good. And SLC Punk, so good. That's a great one.
Hackers is everyone loves Hackers, but man, SLC Punk.
I'd like to do that one. It's actually got some dark undertones. It's a good movie.
It's not a happy movie.
No, it's not. All right, quick box office. With a box office budget of $25 million and a box office gross of $173 million worldwide, this was a huge success for the studio. It's funny, though. I agree with you guys, and there's really not many movies that I don't like with him in it. But for some reason, this one, and I know this is his shtick, like the overacting, over animated, like he really swings for the fences in this one. And it gets away from him here and there to where I'm like, reel it in a little bit, buddy. Come on, just a little bit. But we'll get to it. Okay, Fast Five, Tony. Like I said, I was a little busy this week napping and not working. So
that takes up some time.
Yeah, so I did a pretty easy one. It's going to be Fast Five, Cheeky Horror Showdown. These are all cheeky movies. You're going to tell me which one is better. I'm not familiar with all these movies, so I'm going to sit this round out. Delynn, if you know, feel free to answer. But I think that some of the listeners that listen to this in particular version of Hey, did you ever see that movie? Just like to see me test Tony, just to see if he'll ever be like, oh, I never saw that one. Like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? So it hasn't happened yet.
Give it up if I did.
It hasn't happened yet. So it's kind of like, that's the dual fun of this Fast Five. So here we go. Cheeky Horror Showdown. Number 1, The Cabin in the Woods or Scream. Tony, which one is better?
Oh, shit. I have this unhealthy obsession and love for Cabin in the Woods. I feel there are so many stories that we can get from this. The whiteboard alone, we could pull like 4 or 5 more movies out with histories and battles and just, it'd be so much fun. I got to go Cabin in the Woods.
Delynn, would you like to answer the question?
I also got to go Cabin in Woods.
The correct answer is Cabin in the Woods because they jump a dirt bike over a canyon and crash it into an invisible wall. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, fucking Thor. It's fucking Thor.
Number 2, Tucker and Dale versus Evil or Shaun of the Dead. Tony, which one's better?
Tucker and Dale shocked the hell out of me about how fun it was. But as far as horror comedies go, Shaun of the Dead is the king of horror comedies for me. I don't think anything will ever top it. The fact that, again, I sat there just with my mouth open of how smart and how a love letter to the zombie genre this was. Like, everybody in the cast was pitch perfect. Everything, every reference was awesome. And just Simon Pegg, and he can't do it.
I'm not familiar with the movie. Delynn.
Definitely have to agree with him. As much as I really love the other one, Shaun of the Dead is superior.
Okay. Number 3, What We Do in the Shadows or An American Werewolf in London. Tony, which one's better?
Oh, those are 2 different.
Yeah, it's
swaps
apples and oranges for sure.
Yeah, that's a hard one because, I mean, American Werewolf in London won Oscars. It revolutionized the werewolf transformation. I mean, we had the Wolfman up until that point of being cool. I mean, I'm gonna get hate mail for this, but I love The Howling more than American Werewolf in London.
Oh.
But there's no denying the transformation in American Werewolf in London is phenomenal and easily top 3 cinematic experiences. But the writing in What We Do in the Shadows, the movie itself, I'm just going to stick with the movie, not the TV show. Movie made me like, I was gasping for air laughing so hard. So I got to go with that.
Okay. Delynn, had you ever seen him?
Oh, yes, I've seen both of them.
Okay.
I also have to go What We Do in the Shadows. It's freaking hysterical. We're werewolves, not swearwolves. Like,
that's the best line.
It's so good. It's some of the best written shit I've ever heard. It made me laugh like crazy. It definitely is better.
Well, the correct answer is What We Do in the Shadows, because you guys said so. American Werewolf in London, though, man, that was one of the only movies
so good.
that actually, like, fucked me up. Like, I told the story on the show before where I snuck in to see it with some friends, way too young, living in Belmont at the time. My mother was going to nursing school, and I was convinced that she was turning into the werewolf in the other room at night. And I go, Mom. And she'd go, yeah. I'd be like, nothing. Mom, yeah. And she'd be like, go to bed. And then she'd come in, what's going on? What's going on? You know, I had to tell her, I snuck into this movie. I'm afraid you're turning into a werewolf in the other room. Okay.
Here's the therapist number. There we go.
Number 4, Evil Dead 2 or Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Tony, which one is better?
Man, you are just making
These are good ones. These are good ones.
I loved the first Evil Dead with like a ferocity because of how mean-spirited, how vicious it is, how no budget, scary it tries to be, and actually succeeded back in 81. So when they came out with Evil Dead 2 and it was a fucking comedy, it pissed me off. Like, I didn't like it. And to this day, my first initial reaction when I hear Evil Dead 2 is like, oh, it's the comedy one. I'd rather just watch Army of Darkness, summarize Evil Dead 2 in the first 5 minutes, and get on to silly Ash stuff. So I will take whatever the other one was. Behind the Mask. Because again, it's self-referential. It's a how to be a serial killer. It walks us through the step-by-steps. And even though Scream does the rules, that does the rules of being a killer from the opposite. It's the opposite point of it.
Yeah, very similar.
And I dug that.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't even make that connection, and now that you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, they did that. Delynn, did you ever see them both?
I have. I'm gonna go Evil Dead 2 just because I like it.
Well,
So
Delynn, welcome to the Fast Five today. You knew all of them. I thought you were going to be lost in the woods here. All right, number 5.
that's just you, honey.
So the correct answer is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, because I saw it. Okay, there you go. Number 5, Death Becomes Her or Ready or Not. Which one is the better movie, Tony?
I love Ready or Not. I sat there and I had such a smile on my face the entire time. And the only reason it just ekes out is because it's more violent. It's more, and again, you're hitting all these points. Samara Weaving is like, I love her. I think she's so fun. She gets her career. She doesn't shy away from the heart. She knows who she is. She owns it and she goes with it. Meryl Streep, how do you say anything bad about Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, Isabella Rossellini, and Bruce Willis? I mean, that's a cast and a half. It's a great, fun movie, but it's almost Disney-fied violence. It's a Disney-fied horror movie, and it, as much as it does have some fun killer effects in it, and it's a little sexy time here and there. I got to go Ready or Not because it's mean. It's a mean movie in a fun way.
Delynn, had you seen these movies?
I have seen them.
Both of them?
I'm going to go Death Becomes Her. Yes.
Bullshit. So you saw all 10 of these fucking movies?
Yes.
All right.
I watch a lot of movies that you're not privy to, kid.
All right.
Because you're scared to watch the scary movies.
I'm not scared. I have too much moral fiber.
Sure.
Okay.
Take it easy, Gandhi.
Okay.
Anyways.
Hang on. I'm doing CPR on a fucking fly right now. Hold on.
I'm going to go Death Becomes Her because you pushed me down the stairs. Like, I love it so much. Perfect.
The correct answer is Ready or Not, because Tony said so and he has a degree in terror and you don't. And I'm not sure I believe that you saw 10 of these movies. Okay, so there you go. That's the Fast Five this week. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's do a quick synopsis and then we will get into Scream. And in a roundabout way, we sort of did this for Movie Dad, our listener, even though we were going to do it anyway. So we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So there you go. Synopsis. A teen girl reeling from the murder of her mother is targeted by a mass killer obsessed with horror movies. Is his name Tony? All right, that's it. Let's get into the movie.
In the small town of Woodsboro, California, high school student Casey Becker receives a flirtatious phone call from an unknown person asking her, "What's your favorite scary movie?" They discuss horror films until the call turns sadistic. Casey is alarmed when the caller claims to be looking at her. Casey's alone at home in a secluded house. The caller knows that even if Casey calls the police, they will never get there in time. The caller threatens her life and reveals that her boyfriend Steve is tied up on the patio, which Casey can see when she turns on the patio lights. The caller demands she answer questions about horror films to save his life, but Casey gets an incorrect answer about Friday the 13th, resulting in Steve's death. When Casey refuses to cooperate with the caller, she is attacked and stabbed to death by somebody wearing a ghost face costume. Her parents come home to find her body hanging from a tree with all her intestines hanging out. So what an opening. Like, when you take into account what horror was at this time, like we were talking about before, like horror had kind of gone straight to DVD, straight to VHS. Drew Barrymore was arguably the biggest name in this movie at this time. Neve Campbell was from Party of Five, but I mean, Drew Barrymore is Drew Barrymore. She's predominantly featured in the movie poster, and she's killed within the first 15 minutes of the movie. Of course, this is not unheard of because hello, Psycho, but still, anyone that says on their first viewing they knew she'd be dead in the first act the minute they walked into the movie, they're touching themselves. They didn't know. It's a million miles an hour opener, and I'm 100% here for it.
All right, so let me touch myself for you here, okay? So I hadn't seen this movie, like I said, in a long time. So it had been so long that I forgot that Drew Barrymore was the first girl killed. For some reason in my mind, it was Neve Campbell, and then we moved on. So when I saw Drew, I was like, wait a second, what's this? I wasn't as shocked by Delynn. Yeah, she was a big star at the time, but there were lots of stars in this movie, and her performance, for me, felt like a cameo. I didn't think it was good. I thought she was overacting. I just felt like it was a mailed in shitty performance by Drew Barrymore. And I was excited to see her go. I didn't think for 1 second she was going to be in this movie any longer than this first kill. And I think I felt the same way the first time I saw it, but I can't say for sure. But I know that the pop culture, chatter is, oh, yeah, she was on. No, it wasn't that shocking to me. This wasn't the end of fucking Usual Suspects. I was like, oh my God, they killed Drew Barry. No, it was fine. It wasn't that big of a fucking deal. Tony, you're shaking your head.
I respectfully dis-fucking agree. At this time, she's a name. She's a big name. And she's on the poster. So you figure she's going to be the final girl. She's going to be in it. Did she overact a little bit? Yeah, because that's what this movie was. If you look at any of these, all of the characters overact because they're teenagers. I guess I looked at it because, again, at that time, all horror movie was shit. So I wasn't looking at the acting as going, I need a much more realistic thing. She acted like a teenager would act, being flirty, being goofy, being stupid, and then going the total other way once the truth was coming out that, I have a boyfriend and he is big and he'll kick your ass. It's like, she was over, again, I'm not arguing that she was overacting.
Tony. Like, the guy's talking to her on the phone. She's having a fucking, mental breakdown. It's like, honey, just hang the fucking phone up. It's that disturbing.
Because, again, this harkens back. And again, I don't know if we haven't done it on here yet. The best opening. Now, everyone will go, oh, fucking Ghost Ship has got the best horror opening. No. When a Stranger Calls has the best opening of all fucking horror movies ever. It is a 20-minute horrific psychological mindfuck. Get in your head. We've all been home. We've all babysat. We've all been home alone.
This is
when it comes to
the calls coming from inside the house.
The calls. Have you?
I
checked
have
the
that
children?
in my notes as the tip of the hat here.
That's what this is. That's what this opening was. It was a complete introduction to what this world is going to be. And in my opinion, not until the last third did the rest of the movie even come close to the tension that this gave you, because we didn't know where it was going. Now we look at horror movies because Scream is we're what, 6 in, and we've become adapted to, all right, there's going to be a twist, there's going to be a red herring, there's going to be a Shyamalama Ding Dong kind of twist, and somebody's not going to be there. At this point, everything was so crap, we didn't expect anything, we didn't look for anything. So when he suddenly says, I want to know who I'm looking at,
yeah,
you could literally hear pin drop and a gasp in the audience going, oh shit, this is going to be getting ugly really quick. And that's where the movie turned to, this is what we're dealing with, and I loved it.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, was there the phone call in Black Christmas as well?
Yeah, at the party.
Oh,
yeah, so it's kind of it's also a play into that little
the babysitter is the target. We get Black Christmas, Halloween.
He's picking from all the classics for this movie. I mean, that's the point of the movie. Right.
And making it so good,
making it really work.
Yes.
You got to remember, too, when I saw this movie the first time, it had probably been out for a year. I probably saw it on DVD. I'd never seen the poster. I mean, my exposure to this movie is minimal. So that's just the way I saw it. I wasn't blown away by Drew Barrymore. I wasn't surprised when she was killed. I just wasn't. I didn't think it was a big deal. I mean, you got Courtney Cox. You've got fucking lots of actors and actresses in this.
But it's 96, 97. This is, Courtney Cox had just started Friends. Party of Five was kind of
and fucking
petering
Drew
out.
Barrymore was a fucking little girl in a ghost movie and a fucking alien movie 10,000 years before. The fuck was Drew Barrymore? She wasn't fucking Siskel and Ebert.
She was Firestarter.
Big
she was
deal. Who saw Firestarter?
Never Been Kissed. She wasn't in the horror stuff. She was in Never Been Kissed.
I've never seen Never Been Kissed.
Yes, you have, because you watched it with me.
You are not the fucking expert. You are not the target audience for this movie.
I'm saying.
You got to take it down a notch.
We agree completely. Okay, so when Casey is making Jiffy Pop, kids, that's how we used to make popcorn back in the day, on the stovetop in a fucking tinfoil pan called Jiffy Pop. Look it up. It's fun. As if anybody...
They still make it, They still make it.
As if anybody under the age of 50 listens to this podcast. Everybody's like, yeah, Dez, we know what Jiffy Pop is. So when Casey is making Jiffy Pop and the killer calls back, she gets into this ill-advised conversation with him about a scary movie. And this was fun for two reasons. One, this movie was originally titled Scary Movie, so it was a nice little tongue in the cheek. And two, and this is going to come in a few times during this movie with the way it's shot. Director frames this shot with the kitchen knives in the foreground, and she even pulls one out and starts kind of like fingering it and playing with it a little bit. I thought it was a really nice touch. So normally I would go crazy here screaming about her carrying on the conversation with a stranger, like this is where I'm just shitting on the movie. But I had to keep in mind, this is 1996, right? There was no texting. There was no Facebook. We all talked to strangers on the phone all the time. Like talking to someone you didn't know on the phone was like a daily occurrence back then. So we were very desensitized to this. And I'm sure, because we used to get wrong numbers all the time. I am sure that I talked to a stranger that called my house the wrong number longer than I should have back in the day, right?
This was also the time of 900 chat numbers where you would call to talk to people on Friday nights if you have no friends and you go talk to anybody. So you're literally talking to strangers. And if I remember reading it right, one of the trivia things about it was that caller ID increased threefold after this movie came out because no one wanted to get a wrong number and be
That's so fucked up. Yeah, I mean, Tony, the fucking the hint lines for the video games, the Edios lines. I mean,
oh yeah,
I remember after I got Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, I had been calling this Edios. It was the actual Edios hint line, and I had been calling it and calling it and calling it. And I had a Mrs. Spelios before this present Mrs. Spelios. And I remember the ex-wife getting the phone bill. It was like for $350 or something. And be like, you motherfucker, what did you? And, they sold the book at Electronics Boutique for like, $40. But no, I spent $350 calling the Edios hint line. I did solve the game.
We actually have a friend, Tracy, he worked for the Nintendo game line. She was a hint master.
Yeah, hint master. Sure.
I love that.
Yeah, they keep you on the phone as long as they can.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a great deal. I think it was only like $3 a minute or something. Okay.
The first 3 minutes we're getting your information.
Totally. All right. Finally, we get the kill. So the caller gets more aggressive here. And Casey starts having like what I was describing before is a complete nervous breakdown on the phone. And this is where Drew kind of lost me. It was annoying. It just sucked. She's cowering by the TV on the phone. Stop. And I was just like, shut the fuck up. Somebody just kill her finally. I was also thinking that if Steve, her boyfriend, was in a gay relationship with our co-host here, Tony, he would still be alive because Tony knows that Mrs. Veros was the killer in the original Friday the 13th. So he met his demise because his woman was not properly informed in horror. Tony, question. Mrs. Voorhees.
Neither are you.
I never claimed to be. Mrs. Voorhees, how did she pull off all those feats of super strength in that first Halloween movie? That killer felt very...
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. That killer felt very strong to me. And then you find out it's just like midlife Karen.
Because of the anger and the hate flowing through her, kill her mom, kill her. She had the power of Jason. It's amazing what losing a kid will do.
Okay, no.
Brings that
makes sense.
It's part of me just wanted to go retard strength, but
lifting the car off the baby. Yeah.
Exactly.
As for these first two kills, I thought this whole sequence was excellent. We get the creepy exposition, which is really, really good. I said this in my notes. I felt like it was the tip of the hat to when a stranger calls. You get some over the top gore, guts out on the ground, hanging from the tree. And then let's not forget about Ghostface, our clumsy killer. That's what I'm going to call him because it's the clumsiest killer ever. And it's fun because like when we see him the first time as he's running through the background, you see the cape kind of wisping black behind him. I thought it was fucking great. My only complaint here from the end would be Casey literally just standing around outside waiting to be killed. Like she's just fucking standing there with the phone. Like her mother and father driving up the driveway and she's standing there. Like, just run. Just fucking run. But she doesn't run. No, she doesn't run. No urgency to escape. Some people say that Ghostface, not a scary killer. Not a scary costume, not a scary killer. It gets a bad rap. I disagree. I think if I was getting a drink of water at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning and like I shut the fucking fridge door and that dude was just standing there fucking staring at me, I would shit my pants before I disarmed him and whooped his ass. Tony. I'm a fucking red belt. I'm a red belt.
Thank God we have you in our life to save us.
Tony.
I mean, it's hard to take it a little seriously at this point because the pop culture has made it so silly. It's up there with the Jason mask. When you have pajamas with the Scream face on there, you can't really fucking be scared of it anymore. But it coming out of nowhere, out of the blackness, and there's just this white thing sitting there. It's going to scare you. Any kind of in your face thing is going to scare you. And this is the first time we see it. When he turns around, it literally takes up the entire screen, and that's what you're dealing with. It's a new icon. It's a new killer. It's a new identifying thing that we're now it's part of our culture. The Scream mask. And back then it was called Father Death. It was the original what they call it. And then Tatum does the, oh no, Mr. Ghostface, I want to be in the sequel. And that spawned, now we have Ghostface everywhere we are.
Yeah. I remember I saw a thing they were talking about. They were looking for locations for this movie and they still hadn't settled on a mask yet. And they really didn't know what they were going to do. They were kind of like, we don't want to do something totally derivative, And they were in this old house. And there was like, a bunch of crap in a box and a bunch of it had Halloween masks in it. And that was one of them. It was just a generic ghost face mask, And the girl was like, this is it. This is the mask. And everyone was like, so they had to like try to get the rights for it and everything else because it was going to be in a big movie. But I thought that was interesting. It was literally found in like a dusty box of just stuff.
I mean, that's how the Jason was too. Jason, I guess one of the ADs had a goalie mask in his bag and like, let's just throw this on and see what it looks.
That was genius. I mean, that's lightning in a jar. That's just an accident. You know what I mean? Like, who knew a hockey fucking mask, a 70s hockey mask was going to be like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The face of a franchise, basically. Incredible. But the mask is scary. And the wispy black is scary. And when you see it moving around, it's scary. I think that the director Wes had to go out of his way to kind of make it fun for us. So it didn't get too scary because, the ghost is very clumsy in this movie. I mean, when either one of them are wearing the costume, they're bumbling, they're falling down, they're missing their fucking marks. They're one step from getting their asses whooped by teenage girls. So it works, but I feel like if he wanted this villain to be scary, it could have been shot in a way that would have really freaked you out. You know what I mean?
I think that's where the sequels went right with it. Is the sequels got? I mean, don't even get me started on 3. 3 is a hunk of shit. But like 4 and the requels. I mean, the last Scream movie with Samara Weaving in the alleyway, getting killed by the copycat. He studied the killers. He studied the history of it. He knew what he was doing. And that scene is one of the most tense opening Scream movies that I think is in the franchise because he leads her down the alley. He knows what he's doing. He grabs her when he needs to and he nails it. And it's scary because it's coming. It's just, where is it coming from? And when it happens, it's so violent and it's so mean. And it's just, that's the thing I like about it. It's a knife. That's why they call their fake movie Stab, because there's no axes, there's no flamethrowers, there's no guns. It literally is always a knife. It's a stabbing. It's up close, it's personal, and it's always mean.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel this movie does really, really well. It gets the killer right on the people. It's nothing from a distance, it's right there.
Yeah.
So when you say he nails it, does he kill her or does he bang her?
Oh no, totally. Well,
which one?
But
Oh, okay. Because you said he takes what he wants, he follows her down an alley and he nails it. So, all right. So, Delynn, keep it going.
Horror movie.
The following day, the news media descend on the town and a police investigation begins. Meanwhile, Sidney Prescott struggles with the impending 1-year anniversary of her mother's murder by Cotton Weary. Her father, Neil, has to leave town for work, leaving Sidney to face this anniversary on her own. The trauma has made her unable to consummate her relationship with her boyfriend, Billy Loomis, whom she's been with for 2 years. While waiting at home for her friend Tatum Riley, Sydney receives a threatening phone call. After she hangs up, she is attacked by Ghostface, who disappears just before Billy climbs through her window. After Billy drops the cell phone, Sydney suspects him of making the calls and flees. Billy is arrested and Tatum takes Sydney to her house. Billy is arrested by Deputy Sheriff Dewey Riley, Tatum's brother, but not before Sydney takes a swing at reporter Gail Weathers, who's writing a book about the death of her mother. That night at Tatum's house, the killer calls Sydney to gloat. So first, the choice of Don't Fear the Reaper in this scene with Billy and Sydney. Don't fear the Reaper, baby, I'm your man. They telegraph the ending right there. And chef's kiss. I love it. The use of Nick Cave's Red Right Hand gave my little baby goth heart a jolt. I forgot it was in the movie. So as soon as I heard it, I was thrilled.
On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand.
And last, we already talked about the meta nature of the movie, but I love that this is a horror movie that knows about horror movies. You know, it gives us so much room for Easter eggs. And Billy Loomis is a callback to Dr. Loomis in the original Halloween. Linda Blair is a reporter in front of the school. She's famous for The Exorcist. Yeah, they hit Psycho, Carrie, The Howling, Prom Night, and of course Wes Craven later on dressed up as a janitor in the Freddy sweater is awesome.
So we meet Sydney here, played by Neve Campbell. And unlike Drew Barrymore, in my opinion, she is the perfect flavor for this movie. Like, this is where this movie lays. Like, I couldn't have taken an hour and 40 minutes of Drew Barrymore doing what she was doing in the first 10 minutes of this. Neve is doing it, but she's doing it way more refined. It's fucking great. We also meet Billy, and we get this quick exposition from Dad setting up that he's going away on business. So this is great. He's now missing. The scene with Billy sneaking in the window, I was saying to Delynn, this really reminded me of Nancy and Glenn from A Nightmare on Elm Street, where he sneaks in the window, you know, keep watch while she's dreaming. I mean, it's a combination of this kid looking a lot like Johnny Depp, and then just the overall flavor of the shot. And, you know, then I went back, I'm like, oh, Wes Craven, you know, it's his movie. Of course, he did this, you know, intentionally. It was really cool. I noticed it. I also love, like Delynn said, this Gus Black cover of Don't Fear the Reaper by BOC. This is a really interesting cover. I've never heard it before. I love the original song, even though, you know, all good rock bands write one pussy song to find out who the fags are. But, you know, unfortunately, BOC is so good, you know, I just have to sign on with fucking Don't Fear the Reaper. I guess I'm just one of those pussies. I love that song.
Seasons don't fear the reaper. The sun or the rain. So come on, baby, take my hand. We'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man. Baby, I'm your man.
Yeah, you know, Billy's fucking rubbing up the blue balls here, dry humping his girlfriend. We've all been there. Delynn, I agree. I love a movie set in the real world. You know, you don't get this all the time, but we get it here. These characters have all seen the same movies we've seen, and can lay out all these fun trope horror movie rules that we all recognize. And, you know, being the first time this was really done, I just remember how excited I was for this concept and being like, oh, that's so cool. You know, they know all this. Perfect mix of comedy and horror, making this one very palatable to someone like me that doesn't really like slasher movies.
I think that's when we kind of really skipped over until you just sort of stumbled into it.
Well, I didn't stumble into it. It was fucking intentional. I know movies. Know everything.
I meant we meet her friends, the colorful cast of character that surround the virginal centerpiece that is going to be our final girl. We meet the intense, overbearing, pressuring boyfriend. We meet the silly sidekick to him, who's our lapdog. his girlfriend, who's the best friend of the virgin, who's obviously not a fucking virgin, smug on the raisins. And then we meet Randy, who's the one that I identified to the most because
Tony, that is you.
I worked in the video store.
I'm watching this movie.
I worked in the video store. I knew all those. It's completely me. And it's like every point he has, I'm like, I would be the most suspected person because I know the rules. I should be the one everybody should be looking at. But yet you're not listening to me because I would tell you who the killer was in the first 15 minutes. And he did. He basically said both of them were the killers. And who even saw that fucking coming? But we'll get to that when we get to it. The fact that it gives us humor, it gives us immense tension and stress. In the first 15 minutes of this movie, we've had a vicious bloody kill. We've had an introduction to a world we are now totally invested in. We have soft characters, we have interesting characters, we have funny characters. This movie has everything going for it for the teenage 20-something crowd. And then it still has enough for the older horror fans who are looking for something new that's self-referential that, again, like we said, hasn't been done to this point. It's literally feeding us everything we've been wanting. And I was so on board for it. And again, I will third. I put that cover of Don't Fear the Reaper on so many friggin' mix CDs that I made throughout the years after the soundtrack came out. And this was the first of many with the new metal, the new rock soundtracks that came out. You have this, you have the Queen of the Damned, you have End of Days, that all just started. Oh, we're gonna sell soundtracks. Let's get like, you know, all the new metal, all the new rock, but let's also put one or two. Nick Cave. We'll put you know, the what's his name, Cohen.
Oh,
you know, it's like you get all these amazing, creepy, old school stuff that's just revitalized for the newer generation, and it's amazing. So I mean, they're giving us everything, just and it all works so well.
Yeah, Tony, I the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking, this is fucking this guy Randy. I'm like, it's Tony. This is Tony. Like, this is him 100%. Like, at some point, Wes Craven stumbled into the fucking West Coast video you were working at and was like, I'm gonna write a character after this fucking guy right here. He was probably like, hey, are you anything new here for horror? And Tony was like, well, let me tell you, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for the rules of, you know, so there it was. That rant about the BOC thing and how they wrote it to, you know, fucking filter out all the goons. That's actually from the movie The Stoned Age, which I've been trying to get Tony to do, but he keeps rejecting the poster I'm sending to him. So if any of you guys are, you know, Gen X fucking metalheads, fucking check out The Stoned Age. This fucking movie is amazing. Amazing. I'm going to get it done on this show eventually. Whether I do it with Tony or I do it with fucking Dave and Lisa from Violent Vinyl Radio, we're fucking going to do it on this show. So next we get a little exposition hinting at some past trauma in Sydney's life, followed by a shitload of great characters. Like Tony said, we get Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Matthew Lillard, the great Jamie Kennedy, aka B Rad from Malibu's Most Wanted. If you haven't seen that one, you got to get over and check that out too. One of Jamie Kennedy's best. I absolutely love that. I love all these characters. And together they deliver this beautifully nostalgic look back at the 90s, which in my opinion, underrated decade. I mean, of course, for me, I'm always going to say the 80s was the decade, like the one, but the 90s was really good too. Like I think the 90s was, oh man. And this one really gets it right. So I was super nostalgic for this. Like I was settling into this like a warm bath, just like, I remember all this. This is all very familiar. Then we get this great scene with our main characters talking outside school where we learn that Stu dated Casey. We also get this over-the-top horror talk from Stu with these obvious, deliberate, will you shut the fuck up faces from Billy. Now, I'm not a detective, but I feel like this scene more than foreshadows that these two are in cahoots and up to no good. People were shocked that Billy was in on the killings. I felt like he was the sketchiest character in this movie right from the moment he crawled through fucking Sydney's window. Yeah, I wasn't that surprised. And Jamie Kennedy's performance here was my favorite part of this scene. He is great. He's doing it over the top, but he's doing it over the top with style. And oh man, when he goes into that like New York voice, oh, I was all in. I was like, yeah, great fucking scene.
Well, I mean, the thing, they want you to believe it's Billy. They set him up to be the sketchy guy. They set him up to be the asshole, the overbearing. but then they keep giving you reasons why it's not him. He's in jail, but yet the killer's calling her. He's, tied up somewhere, then they literally kill him at the end, and he comes back like half dead, and until the ending goes out. It's like they throw so many red herrings in this movie, right down to the sheriff in the same kind of killer boots that we see. It's like everybody is a suspect, and the fact that Jamie Kennedy in the middle of it, everybody's a suspect, is he wrote it that way to make it that's 100% true. Now, the thing that, again, I do this once in a while, try to get my son to watch these movies with me. Like, come on, you gotta watch horror. He hates horror movies. When do you want to watch Scream? He's like, yeah, I'll watch Scream. I'm like, fuck up, you really gonna watch this with me? And he sat with me. I'm like, what do you know about this? He's like, I just know that there's killers in it. I'm like, all right. So we watch it, and every time there was another new little red herring, he was like, interesting. Oh, well, interesting. I think it's gonna be. Oh, no. And he was like, it was awesome watching.
Like watching him try to figure it
out.
out.
14-year-old trying to figure it. It's like, it can't be him. Like at the end, he started getting mad because he's like, well, so which one did that? He was, and they're like, well, watch it again. You'll see it. It was so much fun.
But I agree too. And he gives you lots of avenues to go down. But right off the bat, like I said, Billy is coming off as disturbed and violent. He's a dark fucking character in this movie, and Stu is coming off as this desensitized, like, psychopath. Like, he's talking about, stabbings and cuttings, and he's always laughing, and it's funny. And his friends are being like, you're being unsensitive right now. Like, this isn't cool talking like this. He doesn't get it. And then you see him looking back and forth with Billy, like Billy looking at his foolish partner, like, will you shut the fuck up? You're giving this away. And Wes Craven makes a point of showing us this. He is telling Stu to shut the fuck up. You are saying too much right now. And I picked up on it, and I can't be the only one. So I felt like these two were fucking nefarious.
I mean, it's hard to, when you look back on it, it's hard to say, well, you're not wrong. But at the time, you're sitting here going, this is her friend group. They've all been together for years. They've all known each other. Everybody knows Stu. Everybody knows the kid who pushes that line further and further till he crosses it. But yet you still hang out with him because somebody's dating him, or he's your friend's friend, and you don't, oh, fucking Stu's coming. Great. All right, well, we'll deal with it. Like, Stu's that guy. He's your friend's boyfriend's friend. And every group has one. And if they don't, it's you. So, I mean, it comes down to
my name is Stu.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the person that says the inappropriate shit. Yeah. That's,
so, I mean, I can't argue with, Billy literally says, well, no one says you were the killer, and tells him straight out. It's like, shut the fuck up. So, but then by the time, 10 minutes from then, you're forgetting because they've thrown the principal at you. They've thrown the cop at you. They've thrown, where's her dad at? They've given you so much to work with. You actually forget that it might possibly be Billy, and until he does the next stupid ass obsessive, oh, can't you just get over your mother's death? It's like, oh, you dumb.
Yeah. You fucking idiot. Yeah. I mean, most people know they're killers, so keep that in mind. Very possibly the person is going to take you out is, in your group.
Yep.
So at home, Sydney's watching TV. She gets off the bus. I thought that was a little weird. These kids felt too old to be riding the bus, and her friends have cars, but she doesn't. I thought it was weird. She's rich, not rich, but well off, upper middle class, living with her dad. Mom was murdered and raped. You figure dad would have bought her a car. You know what I mean? Like, it was just odd. I don't know why Wes Craven didn't have her like drive up in her whatever. She got off the school bus. I'm like, what is she, 10?
Because most of the people going to see the movie, half of them are going to have cars and half of them are not. So it makes her relatable. It shows that she's independent. It shows that she doesn't need anyone to give her a ride all the time. She literally was home looking over the landscape. She's like, I'm just going to take a nap. And she's home alone. It makes her an individual, makes her strong. It shows her strength without being vulnerable, because everybody takes
I felt like if there was any reason for doing it, it would be that, she can't get away from the house, basically. She's dropped off by a bus. She has no means to escape the property, but that's neither here nor there. So Sydney's watching TV, and we get this news report by Gail Weathers and a shot of a family photo. Now, this is confirming what we were given little drips of earlier, that Sydney's mother was actually murdered a year earlier. And I've been enjoying this little trickle of information we're getting. It's slowly building out the story. It's fucking really good, man. He's giving you the information as you need it and as he wants you to have it. No giant information dumps, just the steady feeding of this great story. So we get the call to Sydney from Ghostface, and emotionally, she's handling this way better than Casey did. Like, this is how a normal person would handle this. I mean, not really. A normal person is be like, fuck off and hang up. But this is, in this movie, this is how a normal person would handle this. But two of her classmates, right? Get this. So two of her classmates were just brutally murdered, presumably by the person that's on the phone with her the day before. So when she calls his bluff and walks out the front door onto the porch, I actually said, fuck you, dummy. Fuck you. Like, two people were just fucking gutted like deers 2 days ago. This is the guy who did it. He's telling you he is on your front porch, and you say, I call your bluff, and you walk out the door. No one is doing this. First, you grab a kitchen knife. Then you call the cops. Finally, you bottleneck yourself in a location where you can slash and gash if the guy's trying to get you, and you wait for the police to arrive. No one walks outside armed with a phone.
A girl who has been in and out of courts, had to identify her mother's killer, has been, I'm sure, harassed by reporters, by copycats, by other stupid people who prey on these people. I'm sure she's had a year of dealing with that, because they said that poor girl's been through enough this year. The principal says that to the cop when he's like, listen, bring her in. She's been through enough. Let's get this over with. That's who does it. Someone
not
who's
not a fucking chance you're gonna fucking talk this out. Shit, her two friends were murdered the day before by the person calling. You're not walking outside. If there was someone here in my town that was double murdered yesterday by a guy calling and then doing it, and those were the facts I knew about, and then the very next day I got a call and it's like, hi, I'm the guy that just killed your neighbor with a butcher knife and cut his wife's head off. I'm standing outside your front door. Oh, okay, hang on, I'll be right outside. No,
well, he
no.
didn't say that to her, and she's.
What did he say?
He basically just started throwing, like, he didn't say I killed your friends. He said he was going to kill her, which again, everybody's been through it. But again, she's been.
No, I haven't.
15, 16, 17-year-old? I don't even remember how old she was supposed to be. I think she was supposed to be 15, 16. You don't think it's going to happen to you. That's what it comes down to. No kid thinks, oh, I'm going to get an accident. I should wear my bike helmet. No, you just get on your bike and you go. Until you have some.
No.
You're.
Teenagers think they're invincible.
Dude, I have a 14-year-old upstairs who doesn't do shit. Love him to death. Take a bullet for him. But Jesus Christ, no. He would be outside going, "What? Where are you? What are you doing? Why don't you just come on in? Come on, I'm playing Roblox. You want to join?" It's like, no. So no, it didn't go out to the range you're going with it. I see why you're going that way, but I again respectfully disagree.
Okay, so
he's looking at it with a 50-year-old's eyes. Right. He's not looking at it from a teenager's perspective.
Like a sane person. If somebody calls you and says, I am outside in your front yard with a fucking knife and I'm going to kill you, you don't go outside with a telephone. That's it. That's common sense. That's it.
I won't argue.
You can't go anywhere else with this.
I wouldn't do that. I agree. But this is somebody who's been through the ringer and a half. So either way, we're moving on.
Okay. Public safety announcement. Don't go outside. Next, we get one of two great jump scares. First, when Ghostface appears behind Sydney, right? I love this when he's in the house. Secondly, when Deputy Dewey is at the front door holding the mask up at face level. I jumped both times. I thought they were both great jump scares. I actually wanted a little more of this in the movie.
And that scene with when she throws the door open and he's right there, that is again an homage to When a Stranger Calls. When she finally gets the latch off and the cop's standing there, and it's just the big face of the cop. So again, this another throwback that they, again, it's so good, it's so smart. It wears its influences there, and every horror fan is going, I know that they're the DiCaprio pointing at the screen. Yeah, so it's awesome.
Yes.
So Tony, the listeners love when we fight, just so you know.
I know.
Nothing personal.
No, I don't take it personal.
I am going to forgive the movie, Tony. Okay. So I have this in my notes. I'm going to forgive the movie for Sydney's stupidity, for her stupidity, because I am having fun. And this is comedy horror. It's its own thing. So It's fine. I'm pissed because I have to review this movie and I have to, my massive knowledge of movie. I know everything, so I know that this is just wrong and I have to point it out, but it doesn't mean I'm not having fun. So at this point, Billy and Stu still my prime suspects. And if I didn't already know, I'd possibly throw Randy into my suspect pool, but he feels like a really good guy. Like it feels like a misdirection. So my spider sense says this can't be the guy. It's Billy and fucking Stu. It's Billy and Stu. And finally, I love this little subplot with Gail Weathers writing a book about Sydney's mother's death, because again, it gives this town a dark history. It gives us a killer that's still on the loose and directly connected to Sydney. So if I were a sheriff at this point in the movie, I would have already put a tail on Sydney. The day after Casey's murder, I've been like, let's follow this girl. They don't. It's fine.
Well,
Tony.
They, in a way, they do. He tells Dewey stick close to them, and knowing
then Dewey drops her off at a keg party
and hangs out with Gail Weathers while they're there. So he's monitoring.
No, we're gonna get to this keg party. We're gonna get to this keg party.
She's literally staying in the house where Dewey lives, and they still get a phone call.
Yet. We're not there yet. We're gonna get into this fucking house party coming up.
Oh, jeez.
It's a fever dream that it is. Delynn, go.
The next day at school, Sydney confronts Gail again, this time with less fists. Sydney wants to know what Gail knows about her mother's murder and why she believes that Cotton Weary is innocent. Gail believes that Sydney's testimony is what got him convicted, not actual proof. She believes that Sydney saw somebody leaving the house with Cotton's blood-soaked jacket, which was later planted in his car, implicating him. Cotton admits to having sex with Sydney's mother on the night of her murder, but not murdering her. Billy is released and corners Sydney at school the next day, despite her obvious upset and trauma regarding the attack on her and the impending anniversary of her mother's murder. Students are running around in ghost face masks, and the rumors and speculations she hears in a restroom upset her before she is attacked again. At the same time, suspicion has now shifted to Neil Prescott, Sydney's father. The rubber meets the road so hard with this movie. There's no downtime. Even when you have exposition happening, it's happening fast, and it's happening in a way that it's important, and I get it in an entertaining way. I know everything I need to know about what happened with Cotton Weary from this conversation between the two of them. And then you get the following scene with Tatum questioning whether Sydney's refusing to accept her mother's true nature. So it's just two friends talking. That doesn't feel like info dropping, but it's like people in the town believe that maybe Sydney's mother was not the angel that Sydney remembers her as,
Yeah, fucking history revision. So I do agree that the storytelling through exposition here is really good. And it makes it easy and fun to follow. Unlike that piece of shit Magnolia that we watched, where I was completely lost in the woods because I wasn't willing to go to college and take fucking Magnolia 101. So we get this Cotton Murray subplot. And this is just perfect. One, the actor looks great. I can't remember where I know this guy from, but he just looks like a killer. So it's a great, great fucking misdirection here. You don't think for a second this guy is innocent. The exposition between Gail and Sydney opens up so many questions in this movie. Like, is Cotton an innocent man? Has Ghostface been stalking Sydney for years, killing her mother and setting up Cotton? Or did Sydney's father kill her mother after catching her cheating with Cotton? I mean, there's a million ways this could go. It's literally like a 2-minute piece of exposition that drops like 4 more subplots in your lap. Very easy to understand. And I appreciated all these alternate avenues leading me away from Stu and Billy. This is really well written, in my opinion. It's great. And it's funny how well written it is, because Kevin Williamson's claim to fame up to this point was he wrote Dawson's Creek. Yeah. Like, he was a writer on fucking Dawson's Creek, and then he went to this.
And allegedly wrote it in a weekend, which kills me.
Yes.
Kills me. How well written this is, and how like the pacing. I'm sure there were rewrites, but man, just the it never stops. Even the downtime, we still get something there. I mean, the only thing the notes that I've read, the principal's death was included because there was 15 or 17 minutes with no death. So like, we just got to kill somebody. So they literally threw the principal in, which we get Fonzie. I mean, we got fucking Fonzie, which is awesome. Best. It's like, holy shit, he's in this too. Like, this is great. And he's like, this is your loving principal again. It's like, he's such a weird character, which adds more to him because he's over affectionate, and he's over.
Yeah.
when he catches the two kids running around with the scream mask and they like scissors up the mask and gets in their face and I hate your whole generation. Like there's another suspect, even though it's not really the suspect.
Totally though. Yes. I mean, they're even going to put him in the fucking mask.
Yeah.
So this idea that Sydney would be going to school the day after this active and still at large killer attacked her is fucking absolutely absurd. It's absurd, especially with her father being out of town, right? Like the killer that is still on the loose just attacked her in her home. Her father is out of town. Police cannot locate this man. What are we going to do? Yeah, send her to school. What could go wrong? This is fucking ridiculous. And the idea that these kids would be running through the halls dressed like said killer, even more ridiculous. I get that these costumes are for sale in the local stores. No, this fucking campus is crawling with cops. These kids would have been grabbed by the cops and they would have been questioned until they were shitting their diapers. But nope, they get a slap on the wrist by the fawns and zero questioning by the fuzz.
And again, 1996, not 2025. Huge difference back then.
No, she is now in PC. She's in protective custody until the father can be located. There's a killer actively looking for her. She is not fucking going to school. She's just not.
She's surrounded by her friends. She's surrounded by her classmates. It's a safe place to be.
Try to keep life as normal as possible.
Two of which are trying to kill her.
But they don't know absurd. Who that is. That's all.
Exactly. That's why she's not going to school. And why is all this funny to Stu? I'll tell you why all this is funny to Stu. Stu is laughing as this ghost face goes in fucking Sydney's face, and she's literally almost crying, and Stu is laughing. I'll tell you why. Because Stu is obviously the killer. That's why. He's a fucked up, psycho, demented kid with a serial killer bed buddy looking to kill everybody in the school. This is fucking, these two are fucking one step away from Columbine. They're monsters. Jesus Christ. This is a fucking this is a fever dream. This whole thing's a fever dream. But again, I'm going to give it a pass because I am having fun. No, I'm having fun. I'm loving it, but it's absurd. She's not going to school.
I love how you get so hung up on one point and you that's a hill you are fucking dying on.
I'm dying on that hill.
You know what? You just rub your head. It'll be all right. We'll get through this together. So, I mean, it's
funny hill to die on, but at least you're dead.
Okay. So finally, I love this new theory from the cheerleader in the bathroom. I mean, Tony, fucking Wes just keeps giving it to us, and it's so great. So this cheerleader in the bathroom mapping out how Sydney could be the killer. I mean, it's perfectly plausible. It's a great theory. I absolutely love it. I know it's not true, but maybe it is. I don't know.
See, I've been waiting for 3 fucking movies now for Sydney to come back as the killer. And if she's not the killer in 7, I'm going to be bullshit. Simple as that. She's got to finally snap and just start killing everybody as Ghostface. Because there's no way that someone can go through this much trauma, this much personal attack without something snapping in them and them just doing it. If it's not that, I want fucking Stu back. Because Stu is, we'll get into that at the end. Anyway.
Yeah. Like you said, we see the Fonz wearing the ghost mask. It's great. It's another suspect briefly. We see Freddy Krueger in the hallway. Fucking awesome, man. I wish they'd just gone for it. I mean, I know they make it a guy in the Freddy suit with like an old guy with a beard. I wish they'd just gone for it. Just Freddy Krueger.
Well, that was Wes Craven.
In the hall.
That's why it was Wes Craven.
I know, but it'd have been fun if it had just been Freddy Krueger. Like just fucking, who cares? Great storytelling, really fun, really easy to digest. Delynn, keep it rolling. I lost my mind in that fucking segment. Jeez.
Yeah, you get a little.
Now it's going to get worse. It's a keg party.
Oh, great. I can't wait. School is suspended in the wake of the murders. After the students have left the school, Principal Himbry is stabbed to death in his office, but at least he wasn't covered in bees.
I bring you a dear, sweet man, Mr. Henry Winkler.
Good evening.
Covered in bees.
Billy's friend Stu Mocker throws a party to celebrate the school's closure. The party is attended by Sydney, Tatum, their friend Randy, and several other students. Gail attends uninvited as she expects the killer will strike. Deputy Dewey also looks out for the murderer at the party. Tatum is killed during the party after having her head crushed by the garage door, but no one knows it's happened. Some of the students leave because of curfew, but Billy arrives to speak to Sydney, and Stu suggests that they go up to his parents' bedroom. Downstairs, Randy details the rules of surviving a horror film until a phone call informs the party that Himbree's been murdered. Most partygoers leave to see the body, nearly running over Dewey and Gale while inadvertently leading them to a hidden car, which turns out to belong to Neil Prescott, leading them to rush back to Stu's house. So at first I was watching this saying, would kids in my school have thrown a party after 2 of our fellow students were brutally killed? Because I kind of thought it was a little unrealistic. But then I thought, yeah, they probably would, especially in this movie. Everyone's parents are incredibly absentee. Like, there's no parents, just everybody's out of town.
Yeah.
So this scene of the Fonz getting stabbed to death, this is the best single shot in the movie. We get to see Ghostface reflection in the eyeball of the dying Fonzie. It is fucking perfection. It is beautiful. I marveled at this shot and how beautiful it was. Tony, were you impressed with this shot like I was?
I was. The first time I saw it, I'm like, well, that's a good, someone's really proud of the shot and they deserve it.
Yes. Like I could imagine Wes Craven just being like that's like just that, just like when you get it, like you just get it right. Yeah. I thought that should have been the movie poster. It was fucking bad ass shot.
Technically it kind of is, because there was that other movie poster with just the girl's face and if you look in her eyes you can see the scream mask. Yeah. So they kind of did bring it back a little bit.
It looked great in the eyeball. It really did. So the rules of horror movies are laid out to us, starting with this great scene in the video store. And I was so nostalgic for it, man. I used to love going to West Coast Video. I'd stay in there for an hour, just perusing and perusing, and just, I fucking loved it. I would fucking rent movies. I would lose them. I'd pay $300 late fees. I wouldn't rewind. I love the fucking video store, and I miss it so much. You people don't know what you're missing. Go ahead, tell the story about fucking.
This is the story about losing the movie. So he was bound and determined to go see Battlefield Earth, that stinker with John Travolta.
Tell me this.
And he wanted to see, he was like, we're going to, and I was like, I don't want to see it. It's fucking shit. I'm not interested. We went, we got in there. He smoked weed in the car before we went in. We got in there, and 10 minutes in, next to me. I'm like, this motherfucker. It was a 3-hour-long movie. Terrible. I sat through the whole thing while he slept next to me. I was so mad. So then fast forward a couple months later, and it comes out on DVD. And he's like, we're going down to Blockbuster and we're going to get Battlefield Earth. I'm like, we are not getting I'm not watching it again, that fucking movie. So I did not watch it again. He rented it. I'm pretty sure he fell asleep in it again. And then I said, don't forget to take that movie back. He's like, okay. Yeah, I got a call from Blockbuster about 3 months later saying that we owed them $400 for the movie. And I was like, excuse me? And so I said to him, you never took that movie back. He's like, yeah, I did. Dug around under the seat in his car is sitting the movie. I'm like, you take this down and you make this right.
Shame.
They cut me a deal. I think we gave him like $100 or something, and they let me give him the movie back.
They let it go. They squashed it.
I was able to fucking rent movies. But yeah, that was a whole thing. So the rules of horror are laid out here by Randy in this over-the-top speech that I loved. It got a little bit like a Kevin Smith movie for a minute. Maybe it started feeling a little like Mallrats or something. But it was fun. There was
a Clerks poster behind him at one point too. So
okay, so maybe it was done intentionally because I was feeling Mallrats, Clerks.
I think so.
It was really great. Then Billy lays out how Randy could be the killer, which is again another alternate suspect, another theory. And I'm just loving it. I'm eating it up. And then finally, Randy completes the rules to us at Stu's party. And I found all of this wildly entertaining and fun. Sydney and Tatum, they're shopping for the party, and we see Ghostface reflection in the freezer door. It's a great shot, right? But we just saw this montage of the town cautiously shutting down. Everybody's terrified. Curfew is in effect. The fear of the killer. But Ghostface is running around town, going in and out of convenience stores in broad daylight, and nobody's noticing. I mean, again, if I wasn't having so much fun, I would call bullshit. So next, Deputy Dipshit, this is where I'm going to go nuts. So Deputy Dipshit dropped Sydney and Tatum off at a fucking house party, and my head literally exploded. He was just told by the sheriff, do not let Sydney out of your sight. Do not let her out of your sight. Also, there's a killer on the loose, and the whole town is on high alert. Strict curfew. Everything's shut. Businesses are slowly pulling down their fucking curtains, but the police department has no problem with this 5-alarm kegger raging over at Stu's house. Give me a fucking break. If I wasn't having so much fun, I would shut this movie off right now and give it a 1. But I am going to give it the ultimate pass here. You're telling me every kid in town's parents who presumably work at these businesses that are shutting down early for this curfew are not going to be like, maybe you shouldn't go to the fucking, the killer parties tonight. Maybe it's just, nope, it's fine. It's fine. And all the police, the 300 police that have been patrolling the schoolyard, you know who they're sending to this party, which is obviously where the killer's going to be going because it's the only party in town. It's the only place in town to go kill some teenagers. But the sheriff doesn't figure this out. You know where all those cops are? They're all at home now while their kids are at this party. And Dewey, the fucking 25-year-old rookie that basically gets coffee and donuts at the police station, is the one put in charge. The only way this makes sense is if this is a setup by the police department and they have a sting outside waiting for Ghostface to attack one of these teenagers. Amen. Hallelujah, Tony.
I can't follow that.
I'm giving it a pass. I'm giving it a pass.
You are not wrong. I hate that I have to admit that. But I
they couldn't hear you, Tony. What did you say? Lean into the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Suck my dick.
That's not what he said. He said I was right. Delynn has got fists up in the air. Okay.
No, I the first time I saw it, I'm like, there's no fucking way this party's going on. I could see maybe a handful of kids, but they're literally outside. They're hanging on the deck. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the cops pull up and no one runs. Sorry, the cops pulled up at any kegger I was at in high school. You fucking ran. You ran into the woods. If we were in the woods, you ran to the streets. You ran behind neighborhoods. You don't do that. Even if it's deputy dipshit that everybody knows. Oh, Dewey's not going to say nothing. He's dropping people off with the chips. You know, it's like, you're right. I have no other thing to say except you're right. Except we need to move the story along.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the only thing that would have made this worse is if, like, at assembly, the Fonz would come on and be like, and students, don't forget to go to Stu's 5-star keg party tonight.
He's walking through and he sees the kids with beer. He's like, hey, don't do it. Oh, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Just don't drive. It's like,
fuck.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah.
So next, Tatum is attacked by Ghostface in the garage. And she starts kicking his ass with beer bottles to the point he's down. He's on the stairs. He's down. He is defenseless. All she has to do at this point is smash him in the head one more time with the beer bottle and plunge the broken remains into his fucking neck. And that's the end of this killer. But what does she do? She looks for the smallest exit in the room and tries to jam her fat tits through that little fucking door. And she gets stuck. And then she gets hung up there. And it's... I don't know, man. I mean, it's a perfect trope to one of these movies. The killer is down and out, and she opts not to fucking kill him, I guess. My patience is now being tested by this movie, but I will again give this a pass. Tony!
You're 15. You know what's going on. Again, you don't think kill. You're just trying to survive. You want to escape. It's a fight or flight. She's already fought. Now the flight has kicked in because he's down. She feels she has time to get away. Chances are she's been in these kind of situations before. She's running through things. She was almost out. She got her, but then stuck. He hit the button. She's now being carried into the air. Gets her head crushed. It's stupid. It was one of those ones that made me go, that would stop. There's a safety on there that wouldn't crush her. But again, I won't get into the mechanical parts of a garage door. It's just, I dug that she kicked his ass. You definitely know that was Stu under the mask at that point.
Yeah.
Because Stu is the Weimaraner. He doesn't know what to do with his body. He's just flopping all over the place and trying to get through things.
Yeah.
You can definitely always tell when it's, quote, supposed to be Billy. Much more cool, much more direct, much more vicious. Stu is just he plays. Because he's playing a killer. So he plays with his victims.
And Billy is a killer.
Right. Exactly. I mean, just the whole it's the mocking of the rules. It's like, oh, never say you'll be right back. Oh, I'll be right back.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, number 1, You can never have sex. Big no-no! Big no!
I'm a dead man.
Sex equals death, okay? Number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's an extension of number 1. And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
It's like they literally mock the rules as they're happening. So it just, again, goes back to the teenagers are invincible. It won't happen to me. It's not going to happen. The thing we haven't touched on here, and I'll be the first one to say it, how fucking gorgeous Courtney Cox looks in this movie. Like, it's the best she's ever looked. Beautiful. She's just gorgeous. And I love the fact that she went from Friends to this. And she made a point of taking this role for being a bitch. But the thing is, it was around this time, I didn't know if she was still being a bitch and playing it or she was starting to turn nice. And that's the one thing about her performance I didn't like. And because we really haven't even touched on her at all, is the fact that she's supposed to be this evil reporter, bloodthirsty, but then she starts having a heart. And I'm like, she's starting to flirt with Deputy. You figure, all right, she's just trying to get in on there. But then she starts to fall for him. I'm like,
I like that.
It was too quick.
I liked it.
And you did?
I was rooting for that relationship because I like both of these actors. I like both of these characters. So I was rooting for it.
But she was supposed to be the evil reporter bitch that I wanted to see her get her comeuppance until she turned nice. And it was like, oh, shit.
But
it was a character arc I didn't appreciate.
But Tony, but what I did like about it was that if you really look at the story from like a wider angle, she was portrayed as a bitch because in the beginning we're led to believe that she was maliciously going after Sydney for fingering Cotton and giving this guy a pass. But at the end of the day, we find out that Cotton is really innocent and maybe Gail had more information than we were led on. So we're looking at her through Sydney's eyes as a villain. But if you're looking at her through Cotton's eyes, she's championing for this innocent man. So as Sydney starts to realize that maybe she's got it wrong and her mother was a dirty pirate hooker, then Gail's able to let her guard down a little and their guards come down together as they work through this past trauma. That's why I know everything about movies. Keep going.
The problem is that we see it from the cameraman's angle. She's a fucking bitch to him.
Yes.
She's nothing but just an insulting, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic. I'm going to win the Nobel Prize. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Never mind the credit. This guy's busting his ass trying to get her everything she needs. She's a bitch. She's a self-centered person.
Move your fat ass.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why I didn't like that she went from A to Z in like literally a 5 minutes of the movie. It bothered me. She was spying on the kids, and all of a sudden she cares about them. No, you're looking for a story. That was who you were built as. Now you're going to change the universe to make her likable. I didn't like that.
I liked it. I wanted her sophisticated ways to sweep our innocent little Dewey out of this hick town and take him to the big city. I love Dewey.
Yeah. And look what happened to him. Fucking ended up with knives. Every movie he gets stabbed. Great. All because of her.
Poor Dewey. Okay, Dylan.
Only Sydney, Billy, Randy, Stu, and Gail's cameraman Kenny remain at the secluded house. Upstairs, Billy and Sydney consummate their relationship after a heart-to-heart talk. After having sex, they're attacked by the killer who stabs Billy several times. Sydney escapes, jumping from a second-story window and discovers Tatum's body. She runs to the parked media van, but Kenny gets his throat slit by the killer for his troubles. Sydney again flees. Gail and Dewey return to the house, and they believe Sydney's dad is the killer and has come to the party to continue his spree. Upon finding Kenny's body, Gail attempts to leave the scene in the van but drives off the road and crashes to avoid hitting Sydney. Meanwhile, Dewey appears with a knife in his back and Sydney takes his gun. Stu and Randy appear and accuse each other of being the killer. Sydney retreats into the house where she finds Billy wounded but still alive. She gives him the gun. Billy lets Randy into the house and shoots him. Billy reveals now that he's feigned his injuries and he's actually the killer, with Stu being his accomplice. Billy and Stu discuss their plan to kill Sydney and frame her father, whom they've taken hostage for their murder spree. The pair also admit to killing her mother, Maureen. Billy says he was motivated to seek revenge on Maureen because she was having an affair with Billy's father, which led to his his mother abandoning him. They proceed to stab each other to depict themselves as the last survivors. Gail, thought dead by the killers, intervenes, and Sidney takes this advantage and turns the tables on her attackers, killing Stu by dropping a television on his head. Randy is revealed to be wounded but alive. Billy nearby stabs Sidney but is shot by Gail. After Randy remarks that horror film killers revive for a final scare, Billy lunges for them, but Sidney shoots him in the head, killing him. As dawn breaks, Neil is rescued. Dewey is taken by ambulance, and Gail provides an impromptu news report about the night's events. So for me, this movie was so clever the first time I saw it. And again, the meta nature of it is what made it so clever. But it's not clever because it's blazing new territory. I'd argue that it's because they're being so deferential and so respectful to the ground that they're standing on that it's so great. It's a love letter from Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven to horror fans.
After this creepy sex scene between Billy and Sidney, right?
You're not wrong.
After this creepy sex scene, and it's creepy now because by this time we're all, if you're not 80% sure it's Billy, then you're fucking an idiot. She's about to fuck her killer, basically, and it's dark. I like it. I like it a lot. We get great visuals in this finale. Tatum stuck hanging from the garage door. It's excellent. Gail using the van wiper blades to clear the blood off the windshield. It's excellent. Her standing in the puddle of thick, gooey blood. I love all of these visuals. I mean, he's getting it right here. We get this great scene of Randy watching Halloween, yelling, "Look behind you!" while Ghostface is behind him while we're watching this in a van with a 30-second delay. It's fucking genius. It's beautiful. You know what you're seeing has already happened. So when the camera comes back into the front door, you don't know what you're going to see. 30 seconds has passed. It's really smart. But then Sidney breaks my heart. She has the gun. All she needs to do is hold everyone, including her super sketchy boyfriend, at gunpoint until help arrives. But no, she's going to hand her lifeline. She's going to hand this gun, this lifeline, over to her presumably dying, stabbed boyfriend, which makes no sense to me. Wouldn't she be better served by protecting herself and her badly injured boyfriend with that gun? Nope, she's going to hand it over to him. So I've given this multiple passes, and I will begrudgingly give it another one here. But I see you. I see you. This is junk food. This isn't 5-star dining. So I'm okay with it. But it needs mentioning. Next, the twist ending. Even though I wasn't totally surprised, right, by Billy and Stu, I was surprised at what Wes did, giving us lots of suspects and twists, sprinkled in with some nice revelations, like Billy blames Sidney's mother for his parents' divorce and that they set up Cotton. Like, these were the surprises for me. These were the twists for me that I was like, oh, yeah, not Billy and Stu, but it's fine. Either way, it was a great twist ending. There were some nice surprises. I did think, like I mentioned earlier, Matthew Lillard, way over the top in this role as Stu. It's the 90s. It's his stick. I get it. It didn't age well, especially at the end here. But it's fine. Billy and Stu's plan to set up Sidney's father. And this, for me, is probably the shining spot in this finale of the movie. It is a fucking great plan. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. These two little psychos are going to cut each other up and fucking get away with this, and Ghostface will live on. But Gail, unfortunately for them, is going to foil this plan. But it turns out that Gail is also a moron with no survival skills and does not shoot these two little douchebags in their dicks. Instead, she's going to get fucking knocked out by one of them and lose the gun. And finally, I know this is my rant, end of the show. Finally, we get Sidney putting on the ghost face and going on the offense. Oh, brilliant. I loved it. This is why I love this character more than I love Drew Barrymore's. This was the girl I wanted in this movie. It was fucking great. For 2 seconds, Wes has got her as the killer. She's stronger. She's faster. She's smarter. Oh, and I loved it. Stu gets it in the head by a TV, like Delynn said. Fucking classic, really great stuff. Billy gets it between the eyes after, being dead once already. Again, classic stuff. Ronnie's the virgin. He survives. Classic stuff, just like in Cabin in the Woods, right? Same basic idea. This ending was fucking fire. Fire. I couldn't have loved it anymore. Tony, your thoughts on the ending of the movie?
I where you gave the pass to her for giving the gun, I can't. That literally bugged the shit out of me. Because again, if I'm going to buy her as being alone and being a survivor and going out on that porch alone, I've given her that pass. I've said she's strong. She can handle herself. She takes the bus by herself. Friends killed, doesn't matter. I could do this. I've been through the reporter. I've been through court. I fingered a killer. I've done all this. Keep the fucking gun.
Keep the gun.
You're stupid. You're just a fucking idiot. That pissed me off. Then the thing is, I will stand by this. Even though we knew Billy was bad, when he got stabbed, everybody's like, holy shit, who's the killer? All of us. I don't care how fucking cool you think you were. When he got stabbed and turned around and died, we're like, holy shit, who's the killer? We all really thought that's where it was going to go. And when he comes down the stairs, you're like, oh, well, maybe not. Like, I bought it. I was all in. I'm like, wow, he's really going to try to help. He wasn't the bad guy. And then he was, and it was fucking great. It was like that term when he turns around.
I just thought it was Stu turning on Billy at the end was what I just assumed. I'm like, oh, it's Stu fucking turning on Billy.
Well, it was one of them. But again, when he stabbed him, they made it real.
Oh yeah.
They made it good. I mean, they wrote it the way we were supposed to believe it. And it happened. And when he shoots Randy and then turns around and like gives the look, again, hate to use the chef's kiss, perfect delivery, perfect shot. Everything about it was great. And watching Sidney just crumble, like, oh, I'm fucked now. And again, that leads us into let's open the door, and here's our buddy Stu coming in, and we get the explanation. I love Stu in these scenes. Stu is so over the top excited because his plan with his best friend worked. It's like every line delivered by Billy is trying to be evil. He's trying to be the Jack Nicholson. He's trying to be cool, but you can see the cracks happening when he finds out that they lost the father, or Sidney's. He goes and beats up pillows. He stabs pillows because he's trying to hold it together, but you see he can't. Whereas Stu is the lackey. He's like, come on, Spike. What are we gonna do, Spike?
Totally.
And so I feel that his over the top is perfect for his character. When they're stabbing each other again, so good. It's like such a great ending. And the fact that like they stab each other too much. I'm getting woozy over here.
Yeah.
All his lines ad-libbed were just perfectly like he got it. He got the assignment. He lived it. Like, why are you throwing the phone at me, you dick?
Oh, my mom and dad are going to be so mad.
I want the shirt. I started a shirt at a horror convention. I'm like, I need that shirt. I loved it. And again, the running fan theory is that even though we got a TV dropped on him, Stu might not be dead. And the fact that he had his face crushed, he could come back as anyone with plastic surgery. So, I mean, that is a constant thing going on with it, which is really, I didn't even try to do an alternate ending because we've had 6 movies since and they've done everything that could be.
I've got a great one.
I want either Sidney or Stu to be in part 7. I'm willing it into existence. But I mean, again, great ending, satisfying. Killers go. Every reason, everything that I wanted to find out, I found out. No loose ends. No like, oh, we forgot that storyline. Everything is wrapped up. Movie ends. I'm good. That was it.
This ending is fucking incredible. It's incredible. And for me, it was like as satisfying as like Usual Suspects. I was just like, oh, that's a great fucking ending, man. I wouldn't touch it, but I'm going to. Okay, so that's it. That's it. So that's fuck's the name of this movie? Scream.
Scream.
That's Scream. So we have broken down
Holy
Scream.
shit.
That's the discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like always, I enjoy watching and talking about these movies with you guys. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, Delynn. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Ooh, it's a little sad. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Delynn. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Okay. Let's head over. Let's head over to the recasting couch, and we'll recast this thing for you. I think it's obvious. I'm taking Skeet Ulrich out, and I'm replacing him with Johnny Depp because, of course. Tony.
I did the same.
Okay, yeah.
Every time you look at him, you can't not see Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp. It's an uglier, weirder version of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I get that.
I almost did that, but then I decided I'd rather go with a young Matt Dillon.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, because he's got that bad boy thing going on, but he also kind of has a nice side. So yeah.
How about Jason Priestley? No.
He's too
Dylan.
New
No, the guy that played Dylan on 90210.
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
How about a little
Yeah,
Luke
that would have been
Perry?
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
could've-
Okay.
See, if you want to go all the nice way, you get Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, how about Sean
Yeah.
Penn?
Oh no.
Okay.
I love Sean Penn and everything.
Okay. Let's head over and do a nice alternate ending. It's alternate ending time.
As if we'd end the movie like that. Yeah.
Let's do the Scooby-Doo ending.
Good call.
Okay, in my ending, we see Cotton released from jail because it was missing from the movie and I wanted to see it. Then we see Billy's father getting a phone call from Ghostface. And in the final shot, Sidney's father is sitting in his car outside Billy's father's house with a cell phone in his hand and the Ghostface costume and a knife on the passenger seat. Fade to black.
I like that. That's actually really cool.
Thank you. Delynn, what do you bring today?
I didn't do one because how do you rewrite
I just
this?
did it.
You
I just showed
can't.
you.
Yeah.
You
No,
did.
I don't think you can rewrite this. But what I would have liked to have changed is if I was the one writing this, Sydney would not have gotten that last shot in at Billy. I would like to have had Randy take a shot at him because he's the virgin and he should have saved the day.
Yes,
That's a
just
good
like
point.
in, yeah.
That's a good
Well, there it
point,
is.
yeah.
So you did that's the
Yay.
A little bit.
So Delynn, give us your alternate ending.
That's it.
No, I'm giving you the
I already
chance
gave
to
it
make
you.
it sound like you wrote an alternate ending.
For the ending,
Yeah, so-
re-edit.
Yeah. So Delynn.
I don't have anything written down.
Oh,
Are
you
asking
all right.
me to
So
do
I
this?
have another alternate ending. In my ending, at the very end, it's actually Randy who takes the final shot and kills him because the virgin saves the day, just like in Cabin in the Woods.
That's smart.
how
Wow, where'd
dare
you?
you.
That's really good.
How
Thank you.
dare
That's
you,
probably the
you
best
suck.
one.
All right, guys. So that's it. Let's do some rewatch scores and we will log this thing in Infinity. So this is great. This movie is great. The perfect combination of comedy and horror. It's also a nice snapshot of the 90s, which I've already said that I loved. It made me feel good, made me feel nostalgic for the time. We get great actors. We get great characters. We get a killer ending. So for those reasons, I am giving this a rewatch score of 4.39. This is a fucking great movie. Tony.
All the reasons you said. I'll add great soundtrack to it.
Yeah.
Amazingly smartly written. None of the teenagers felt like they were not teenagers. All the conversations was believable, even when they started talking over the head of most normal teenagers. It worked. None of the performances for me felt forced. None of them felt bad. Gore was definitely fine where it was. Loved it, and it rejuvenated the horror scene. It started horror back on the track and got us where we are today. And everything that goes on now is owed to it. I really believe this was the Kickstarter back into horror. So I will give it a 4.8.
Wow, nice. I
Pretty
like
huge.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
no,
pretty big.
it's a huge
It's
movie.
landmark.
Yeah, it is. It's a
Landmark.
huge movie. Delynn.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you guys said. And I double down on what Tony said about how it changed what was going to be made and not going to be made. Like, I don't think Cabin in the Woods exists without this movie, you know? And this huge resurgence in horror from A24 and all these other companies. And just these movies wouldn't have been even viable. So a lot is owed to Scream for it breaking some ground, even though it was not breaking ground, if that makes sense. I'm going to give it a 4.75.
Yeah, the limit is 5 on this. Okay, so add it up. Where does this thing land on the fucking chart?
Okay, so that gives us 4.6466. That puts us at sorry, I'm trying to do
Oh, I'm saying we need drums here. A big drum roll there.
number 19. So it is right below First Blood, Wedding Singer, and Central Intelligence, and right above the Boondock Saints.
Nice. It's in fine company.
Yes, it is.
It's in fine company. All right. In 2 weeks, we'll be back with Tony 2.0 and Mikki. We will be reviewing Good Will Hunting. This is going to be a grind. I mean, it's a good movie. It's not going to be a fun show, guys. This one's going to be a fucking, it's so good. It's so well written. Oh, it's so deep. Oh, Robin Williams. Oh, you know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. It's a fucking great movie. It's a fucking great movie.
Do you just want to score it and wrap it up now?
Yeah, it's like a 4.89. It's a killer. Got pacing issues. On our sister podcast, Violent Vinyl Radio, we will be breaking down Poison's second album, Open Up and Say Ah. So there you go. All right, guys, until next time, I just have one question for you, and that would be, hey, did you ever see that movie? See you next time.